Good afternoon. So just carrying on from yesterday, we started playing with what I call 7-minute designs, and what I do is I'm just in a designing mode at the moment, and what I'd like to show you is you can work really quickly to build up your skills and your imagination and your creative thoughts. So I'm just showing you very quickly what I ended up doing yesterday in a video for this one, and looking at the different types of paint. So I'm working with Liquitex. I like Liquitex because it's quite creamy and very smooth to use as compared to working with Daler Rowley System 3. Both very good. This is a very thick paint. So if I was doing a canvas and working with more bristle brushes, I would probably use more of this. But I do use this, but just in a different type. When I'm doing really quick designs, all I want is something very quick to go by. What I've also done is today I've bought in interference green. Now this kind of is supposed to enhance your colours. I like using it because it is it brings things up a little bit in terms of light, and I'll just show you on the palette which one it actually is. So it is actually this one. It came out a little bit too much. That is white, that's interference green, and it enhances the color you're using, but also puts, I use it a lot for greens, but I've decided to try it out with the colors I'm using here. This is not my normal palette. My normal palettes are greens, blues, dark greens, touch of purple. So working this way, I've decided to go with a different color change today. And all I'm doing this is on card. You can use, I sometimes use paper plates. I have got little ceramic mixing bowls, but I just, you know, to make things a lot easier, you can move quicker by having something that is there. Working with paper, this is just ordinary, working with heavy duty wallpaper, so lining paper. I use medium, I use light, all for different things, but this is actually just quite a nice quality paper actually. So that is, I'm just going to move this along because I want you to get into the point where you're doing just very quick designs. Have something down so you don't ruin your tables. Underneath this I've just got a cutting mat, but I tend to use something always down because I'm a mucky worker. Hence why I've got an apron on as well. Hopefully we don't get ourselves covered. So I've also got the flat brush that I'm working with, and I've also got a couple of smaller round one and a slightly bigger, probably double the size of that smaller one. This is, I think, probably about an 8 in size, and that's probably a 4 or a 6, and then this is considered a 10 flat. My brushes last me forever and a day, because I actually do take really good care of brushes. And the one thing I will say is, don't ever leave your brushes in water for very long. Certainly wash them out and then even take them to the sink and properly wash them out, but don't leave them, because what it does is it bends that brush, and then you ruin the brush. Actually, it's very easy to ruin brushes. It's a pet hate that when I'm teaching, that students always leave the brushes down on their point and then you don't get a point. So yeah, anyway, we're going to stop there and we're going to start. So today I just thought I would bring in and do a little bit more. I'm going to work with the small round, and this is where you start creating little ideas to get you in the flow of things. And I'm looking kind of what I've been doing, so it's kind of be geometric. I think I might just go with some petal shapes here, but you know, I'm plain. I haven't got any direct how things are going to come across. I'm just playing with actually the paintbrush and letting the paintbrush do whatever it wants to do. And I'm not worrying about the size. So this is where all I want you to do is and you turn the paper around as you're using it so you don't brush across. And you're just playing with what your paintbrushes do and allow you all the different things to having. So you put a little bit more water, and I'm just going to continue to paint some very quick designs, what I call designs, and it's already starting with design, letting it come out a little bit more. So when you kind of just play, I mean, the whole idea is, I don't think we play enough in life, and it's just taking time out to, again, just, I always like to see what the paintbrush will do. You may be using it, you may be directing it, but actually what's nice is to see what it does and actually let it flow. So I'm going to do this for a little bit longer and have a play. So as you can see, I've watered that down quite a bit, so I'm just going to put a bit more paint in there. When you're trying things out and you're experimenting, and you can do a series of these and then just actually just put them on your wall, frame them and put them in little frames, and then just put them on your wall. You don't have to do anything with them, but I think it's really important to have a go at, already I'm doing this kind of in a succession, aren't I? I've just created, without knowing it, I've just created kind of like a diagonal line. So I'm just going to finish that off and put in another one there to make it look as if it is purposeful. So right, I'm going to go with a little bit of pink. Little bit of pink. I'm not worried about it being too, it's red. So pink and orange, beautiful. 70s colours. Okay, 70s colours, just adding a touch of hint pink. A little bit heavier, so it's a bit too watery. I always think it's quite nice watching people paint because everybody does it very differently, and it's really quite therapeutic. I've got my favourite people I kind of look at and I think, wow, make it look so easy. But my class is very much just about building up your confidence to then find your own path. And it's really thinking about what maybe you need in your life, a little bit more of a hobby, something that just gets you to play, and also that makes you actually feel very good inside once you've had a go at something. And I think when you can just let go, it makes you, you know, because some people can be quite uptight in their whole being. And this, you know, comes down life's pressures or coming from backgrounds that you do. So again, and now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to make this kind of the flower now. So I'm going to go on there, exactly what we did before, but making it come now the pink. And again, just kind of doing these petal shape ideas. And plain. Look at all these fat leaves, fat petals. Put a little bit more water. It's drying out a bit. So it's one thing with using the lining paper, it absorbs actually what you're doing. So try not to. So I'm going to rest on that, and I realise it's wet, so I'm just going to do it kind of a little bit more. When you're holding your brush, it's quite a lot more difficult when you're not near, like a pencil. Try not to smudge it, especially when you shake. Okay. There we go. That's one. Let's do another one on the other side. So again, we're going to go from here. So now it's kind of come off of its side, so I'm not even thinking about really whether I'm doing it repeat or not. I'm just having a go at just playing with the colour. So it's not that I don't use these colours, I do use these colours, but if I'm doing sort of proper flowers and things like that, but to actually kind of go in with a range that is very, well, I must call it like the 70s really, 70s. So just going to make that a little bit fatter. Again, bring that down there. So this is just kind of ideas playing around with. I'm going to put a petal in there, half a petal in there to look like it's coming in, which is that would be probably the edge of it. There we go. Okay. Give a hint. So again, it's almost like looking like a repeat design. I'm going to go in with a bit of red this time, and we're going to go on to the red, onto the pink rather. So pink and red together. Put on water. So because you're using acrylic, you do need to, at times to use water to make it flow. Of course now, I just done there. I have to let that dry a little bit, that one. Let's come back to this side here. Come back to that side. So if it's too wet, it won't take the colour because you're just kind of going on top. You're just playing with your ideas at this moment in time. This, I could be doing this a little bit drier, so just go dry it a little bit, okay, because it's wet and the colour won't, you won't see the red colour. So I'm using quite a dull. I had two reds, one by Daler Rowney and one by Liquitex. So I've got both of them out, and this one's the duller one, which is by Daler Rowney. Again, just put in a bit of colour there. It's got a little bit drier. So this really kind of takes you into colour and playing with your colours in a better way. So now, from that, I'm just going to wash the red off, the pink off. Okay, so you can start to see sort of a design forming. Now you could leave it at that, but it depends if you want to cover it all in. So I've got a cloth. And from that, we're going to use the brighter red, which is this red here. Okay, I'm not doing any specific colour mixing at this time. I will do another video on that. And I'm going to bring in maybe some just smaller petals. Okay, smaller ones. I may change this because I'm already not quite sure if I really like it. We'll see. We will see. Okay, let's do another one here. I could have kept going on slightly bigger. I think maybe it's slightly bigger. It does need to happen. I'm not sure if I like that, but that's okay because this is, you're just practicing. So even me, I probably should have stuck to maybe the bigger ones and just maybe done 3. And in fact, what I might do in a moment, or I might change it completely, is do something like that. So again, just your little petals. But this is the whole thing when you're playing with designs and you do several of them. So I've kind of made this 7-minute design. It's just getting you to, oops, it didn't look like anything, does it? So I've even messed that one up. Okay, so just having, we're going to in fact do a big design. I've decided I don't like those ones. So I'm going to take that over, and that's one good thing about when you are designing, you can just change it. And I'm going painting straight on. I haven't worked out the design, I'm painting straight on. And actually then, that's more dramatic, isn't it? And you can do that. So we can change things, believe it or not. So I'm going to do, again, a big leaf there. Red leaf, incorporating. So already, when you design, that's the one thing good about design, you can change your mind, and it's good to change your mind. In fact, that will probably now turn out much better. So not everything is always planned out, and although that's quite a big leaf. Okay, and we're going to do another one here because I didn't like that one. It starts to kind of bring in the picture a little bit more, so you can see, you know, people may not do kind of mistakes maybe on video, but sometimes you just take a chance and you try it out, and once you've tried it out, you know, right, okay. So a lot of people will not automatically go to using a pencil. If you're doing something really precise, I would say maybe then you can plan it. But if you're not doing anything precise, you don't have to plan it. So I've got 3 ideas in there. Now I have thought about bringing in turquoise, but I'm not going to bring turquoise in. But what I am going to do is I am going to bring in some yellow on those red, and I might actually just hold it there, just giving it a hint. Now this is still wet, so all I'm doing is just giving it a little bit of a highlight, and I'm letting it kind of sit on top. So okay, so I'm just giving it like texture. And I'm not sure if I like that either. So this is supposed to be quite a quick design. Just to show you, you can just start getting going. Okay. So again, I'm just literally putting lines on like so. Probably better off to wait for it to dry rather than doing what I'm doing. But I wanted to show you that you can just allow it to go. So I have a Facebook, and you can find me on Not Just Art, which is my company name. But you can also find me on Facebook, because I'm often posting quite a lot of things on there as well to do with art under my name, Laura Rothenberg. But that's just a start, okay? I may fill that in, but as you can see, it's a start of a design, or I may just leave it and then come back to it. Doesn't mean to say you have to do everything really quite, you know, there and then. So hope you have a play, have a don't take too long, like 7 minutes, that's enough. 10 minutes on a design, and then move on very quickly, and then you can always come back. Looking at this one, I'm going to probably add some wool and do some stitching onto it, so that's, you know, all for different things. Bye for now. If you like what I do, have a good day, and just remember, you are amazing, you can do it, and subscribe. Bye for now.